So the myHAZ-VCT system really comprises of three components. There's a myHAZ-VCT app, which you can download on your smartphone and your other mobile devices. There's a myHAZ-VCT manager, which will basically allow NEMO and other authorities on the back end to manage the information that goes out to the public. And also there's a myHAZ-VCT portal. For some persons who may not have access to smart devices, you could still log into a browser and see the information that has already been put onto the app. So using the myHAZ-VCT app, I trust that everyone is seeing. So we'll go very quickly. So first of all, you can download the app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. So it's available for both Android and iOS devices. Something to note though, that there's a minimum requirement of Android 11 to be able to download the software, and iOS 11 or newer. Unfortunately, these for the Android, this is a Google specification, so newer apps are required to run on Android 11 or newer. I know this would only be available on the newer devices, but hopefully enough people have these devices to be able to access the app. So the app could be downloaded from the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, right? So you just search myHAZ-VCT and it should come up. If you're looking at the section, it's under the weather section, right? myHAZ-VCT. Or you could also scan the QR code that has been on all the flyers that have been distributed, I believe, on Facebook and Instagram. There are also posters, and you could scan the QR code and also have access to the app. So there are three main steps to getting going. First of all, we want persons to register after they have downloaded the app. You need to register in order to post observations. You can download the app and view the observations, but in order to contribute, as in to submit observations, you must register, right? And registering is simple. As you open the app, you'll land on this page, and you'll see here, this is the integration of the cap alerts. So any cap alert that NEMO puts out, it would be available here. So this is where you need to pay attention, and also you would see the current observations, those that are in play, if you want to put it that way. Those that have been verified, they would be there, but we'll get into that later. So to register, you go up here to this menu, and then you get to sign up, and then you fill in this form. So it's just basic information: first name, surname, email, contact telephone, a username, and a password. The reason we ask for a telephone contact is that persons at NEMO would be the ones to verify the information. So you don't want any fake news, as they call it, being posted to the app. So in a case where the person who is managing the app needs to verify that there was actually a landslide, they can call you and say, hey, where did you see this landslide? What time? So be able to verify that. So that's the reason for asking for this information. So after you fill in the form and you hit register, a confirmation email will be sent to the email address you provided. And once you get that confirmation email, you should be good to go, right? So that's registering. Next, we go to posting observations. So there's a rain event and there's a flood in your community, or you live close to the highway and you want to let others know probably to take an alternate route because the road is flooded. What do? You open your app and you go to add new observation. It's a plus sign, add new observation, and here you see the different types of observations that you could submit: storm, landslide, earthquake, volcano, tsunami, other observation, right? So other would be just other environmental hazards or interesting things that you might want to share. So we are interested in posting about a flood. We select storm, flood, and it will take you to this page, which is very intuitive, right? It is very easy to understand. You just follow the icon. So the first one asks for your location. So you need to turn on the location on your device, and it will geotag the information that you're sending, right? So you turn on, make sure your location is on, you select your location, then you take a photo. You could take the photo in the app, or you could take the photo on your phone and then browse to the photo or put the photo in the app. Select the photo that you have already taken. And the final one is a description. So you add a description, a text or a written description. It doesn't have to be very long. So you just say flood in Barley, right? And you probably put an address and you describe where exactly that is. And then at the end of it now, at that point you can hit submit. Yes? That is the basic thing that you need to do, the basic things. So a location, some type of media, it could be a photo or a video, and then you give a description. If you have some more time, you can answer some optional questions, and these help to give the scientists and the disaster management folks, help to give them more information. But these, I must stress, are optional. Yeah? So these are optional. You don't have to answer all of them because they are quite a lot. So that's posting. So you may be somewhere where you don't have access to internet. You may not have a data plan. So what you can do is save the observation. So you're somewhere out in the bush, you make an observation, you can go through the steps we just went through, and then you go to the menu again, you go to my account, and then you go to saved observations. Yeah, and you're able to save your observation there. So when you get back to a place where there's internet access, you can then submit the observation. So it's not only for internet enabled devices to use, well, mobile data enabled devices. So you could also save your observation. So you're in the bush, you see something, you think this would be useful. When you get back to the office or you get back home and there's internet, you could upload your saved observations. Right. So that's how you contribute. This is how you benefit. So you open your app, there are notifications, so you make sure you pay attention to your notifications. You would see all these different notifications. In the example, we have 3 observations that are related to the volcano, and we have 3 other observations. So you could just tap other observations to see, or whichever one you are interested in. And what you're going to see is this page. So there's a map up above, and if you zoom in, or if you can see, there's a green tick, which just means that it has been verified. So this information has been seen by somebody at NEMO, somebody at Seismic, and they can verify that yes, this is true. And when you go down here, you see the details of the observation. So this particular observation has 2 photos, and when we click on this little red arrow here, you get to see the photo, you get to see exactly what's happening, and you get to read the description and all of that. So that's basically how the app works. You can go, so if there's an accident and you want to, that's a good example of an accident, the road is blocked or a tree fell, something like that, you're able to take a picture of the tree across the road, post it, and everybody else would know, don't pass this way, take an alternate route because there's likely traffic. Right, so that's how you view. You could also tap on the map, and it would zoom to the location. Right, so this is the other way to do it. You just hit, there's a map icon below here. You tap on it, and it will zoom to that place, and then again view details, and you'll come back to this screen where you can see all the observations. So we think this is something that is very useful. It's definitely useful for persons who are managing risk. like the folks at NEMO, so they are able to send out information and receive information very quickly that could be verified and people could be kept out of harm's way. Right, other features, Professor Robertson spoke about learning about the hazards. When you go into the menu again, there's a hazard guide that gives you information about floods, about landslides, about volcanic eruptions, so you could learn about the hazards before you try to play explorer, right? So you want to make sure that what you are seeing is actually something that, you know, would be useful. So you could learn about the hazards. And also we must stress, we are asking persons to please not put themselves in harm's way to make observations, right? This is not to encourage persons to put themselves in harm's way. So please don't do that. You can also access the myHAZ portal from the app, so it will use the browser on your phone to give you access to the same information. And very quickly, you can give feedback. So this is a new app, so there will be teething problems, there will be bugs that need to be fixed. This is an opportunity, once you have used the app and something doesn't work as well as you want, or you think that there's a feature that is useful that is not there, you could give feedback and the developers would respond to you and probably incorporate your feedback. Right, so this just goes through how to send that feedback. So you, again, menu, send feedback, and you could either ask for a new feature, talk about some problem that you had as a bug report, or support request, right? So something is wrong with your account, you're unable to sign in, you're unable to register, you could ask for help there. And I think that is it. Yes, and there are several layers to the map, so you just dig around in the app, you explore. You can see this is something we should all be very familiar with. The hazard map, the integrated hazard map, the volcanic hazard map that we are all familiar with by now. We have weather satellite information, and there are different layers that we could go through and really, you know, have a good time. Yes, so that's that. So now I'll demonstrate the app real time. So you're just waiting for it to come up. So this is a regular Android device that most of us use. So I'll try to go slowly so the app can keep up. So we open our myHAZ app. So that's the page there. And we are able to, so that's one page, that's the hazard page with the CAP alerts, and we see all the observations there. We have 14 observations in all, 3 from a storm, 2 from a landslide, 3 from a volcano, 6 other observations. If we navigate to the other page, that's where you can add your observation. And of course, you have to be signed in to make an observation, to submit an observation. Right? So that's the second page, and the third page is the map layer. Right? So we see a lot of zoomed in on Kingstown there. So you can, you know, we have some observations in Vermont, closer to the volcano. So yeah, we know how maps work. It's very similar to Google Maps. And so yeah, that's that. So I believe I forgot to sign in, so that might just make the demonstration all the more real life. So go log in. My username is, what's my username? This is just so I can use my password with a bit of privacy. Right, there we go. So that's me there. So right, so what we're gonna try to do very quickly is to add an observation, and let's pray that it works. So we go add observation. Let's try, what should we try? Landslide. All right, so let's try landslide. Great, so the first thing we want to do is the location. Alright, so that puts us at NEMO. Alright, and what you need to do, you tap on it and you're going to see that little flag appear. Right, and then I think we go done. Right. So we want media, that's the next one. No imagery selected, so I'll select, we could do a photo or video. Let's do take photo. So since it's an earthquake, earthquake throw down the chair. Oh, it's a landslide. This is all landslide, right? Something fell. This is all landslide. We take the picture and we say okay. Right, so we have that. That's all landslide. Then we select done. And we go description. Somebody help me with a description. Right, let's hope I can spell landslide. Land.
Somebody's gonna believe that now, yeah.
Okay. Right, so we listen to the experts. Test. Test. Landslide at.
Montrose.
Okay, let's play it safe. Montrose road impassable. Passable. How to spell that? Impossible. Nice. Thank. Test again. Done. Right? So we have the three ticks. We have the three ticks going on here. So as far as we are concerned, we can submit. That's the basic requirement. Then we could go optional questions. Have you seen the landslide? Because you know people would try to pass on something that they heard from somebody else. Yes. Next. When did the landslide happen? Today. I don't know. And you have a date there. So today is the 28th of January. 10:38. Fresh landslide. Done. Right? And you get the drift. Select done. And at this point we have come to the end. We are ready to go. Submit. Ready to submit your observation to myHAZ-VCT? Yes. Come on, you can do it. Observation submitted. Give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, and we have one of the managers saying that he's seen it. So let's go back to the first page. And current observation, we have 2 for landslide. I think if you pull the screen down, it's supposed to update. So we had 2 before, now we have 3. And when we go on landslide, we see this is us here. January 28, 4 minutes ago. And of course, we notice here, let me zoom in, that there's a question mark. There's a question mark there, which simply means that it's not verified. So at this point, somebody at NEMO could call this person, say, is there really a landslide at Montrose? It's verified, and then you could see what's going on. So when you click on it, it zooms there. But because it's not verified, you wouldn't have access to. You sure? Right, so that is basically it